place to start because very often storytellers are relegated to being those people who are possibly entertaining you, not being able to do something which is relevant. I mean, it could be looked on as somebody who's filling time. I think that's the biggest myth to burst because people believe, oh, it's only for marketing or it's for advertising. People believe that does it have any effectiveness in business? Of course, there is a big myth that it's time consuming. It's not something that can be learned. Either you're a natural storyteller or you're not. And I think the biggest myth with businesses is, does it have any business relevance? And which is why I differentiate the word storyteller and story seller. When you're using a story to sell something, whether it is a vision, whether it is a strategy, whether it is the competence of an organization, whether it is your own reputation. You, when you introduced Transform Me, first used the word old and then you said 11 years young. In that phrase itself, there is a story because suddenly you have converted Transform Me into a young organization and immediately youth attaches to it vibrancy, energy. And that's a very small way in which you have already started guiding the narrative. I often, when I have to be in front of audiences, have to choose what version of myself I am presenting because there are so many versions. So if I'm making a professional presentation to Coca-Cola, the story that I start with very often is saying the founder and creator of Asia's best intellectual property and festival, because that suddenly gives me relevance. When I am in front of school children or college children, sometimes I'm just there talking to them, I use the more lighter one, which says, I've been on stage since I was 4 years old and I never got off. Now, that is a story by itself. So I'm saying that it's very important for people to realize that storytelling can make you wholesome, can be used to effectively communicate so many things. And many people think the myth largely is it's only for marketing and advertising, it's not effective, it's time consuming, it can't be learned, and that it doesn't have business relevance. And I think all of those myths can be easily busted.